Hello and welcome to Flippin Through. I'm late and welcome to Flippin Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today we're flipping through Mad Magazine number 96, released July 1965. Cover price 30 cents, which is indeed cheap. But before we do that, let me say, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure that you hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. All right, that would be great. As above, so below. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, if you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. If you do that, you potentially can get some pretty cool things. Anybody who supports me gets a pack of stickers. It's a 6 set of stickers. I don't know, like $5. You get some other stuff. You're going to get a stencil. That's the MAD mascot, Alfred E. Newman stencil, 3D printed by me with love and affection. And then, check this out. You get these brand new buttons. Look at these ones. These are all packaged up, ready for you. Jack Davis, Harvey Kurtzman, Wallace Wood, and Will Elder. And all their signatures, and they're beautiful. I got a couple of those ready to go. So if that interests you, support me on Patreon if you think this is worth anything other than a like and a subscribe. So I'm very happy to be back at in the 90s, in the sub 100s. It's nice to be back here. I understand the references a little less often, but it's hard not to love this era of Mad Magazine. Why? Well, starting off, you have Norman Mingo doing the covers, and it's beautiful. It's lovely, lovely stuff. In this one, the gag, he's applying the black to the highway rather than the white. That's not how highways are made. Anyway, let's get in here. In the letters department, I don't know, a lot of complimentary things being said, and you guys know how I feel about that. But I thought this was interesting. First off, wait a second, I skipped this page. We have this. This issue belonged to Blake Randall of 3137 Prospect, La Crescenta, California, 91014. I want to look that up, see where this kid lived. Anyway, he had a little stamped away on that. It's a beautiful look. We have the Mad Zeppelin. The Mad Zeppelin, one of those things like Potter Zeebe, like the Puyet, like that finger, like the 5-fingered hand pointing. Arthur the Avocado Tree. It really caught hold of people's imaginations and appeared over and over again in perpetuity in the magazine. Something that did not is this. This is, are you bugged by the little monsters who weed out every last copy from your newsstand? Well, this is a little sculpture. This is the Mad Bug by Baggy. And look, he has like little forks for hands, and he has trowels, garden trowels for feet, and I don't know, some type of porcelain thing as his face. But the Mad Bug did not catch on, unfortunately. I wonder how many of these there were. I did look up this issue on Mad Cover Site. That might be worth a gander. But yeah, this guy, Baggy, Giuseppe Baggy. Yeah, he did like quite a few sculptures actually for, holy smokes. He does a bunch of little bugs. That's all he does. Somebody just liked this Italian sculptor, I guess, and gave him some money. It's a shame that it didn't really catch on. Here we have the Substandard Brands Incorporated. You can be sure it's cheap if it's substandard. Which this is funny. I'm amused by this because these are the types of brands that I buy, right? Like Lou's potato chips. The only chip fried in crude oil. A bag full is a year's supply. Bet you can't finish even one. Take on Lay's potato chips and Mobile gasoline. But these are like the store brands that I buy because I'm such a cheapskate. I'll tell you what though, if you like this style of Bob Clark, you're gonna love this issue because it's full of this kind of style, and I'll point it out every time I see it. Here's the Man from Auntie. This is one of them that I understand. I remember this. I don't remember this. I'm familiar with this. That's what I should have said. I'm familiar with the Man from Uncle. For those of you people who maybe don't, which if you're watching this, you're older than me and you remember this shit. But on the off chance that there's somebody, let's say Senior Feijão who always shows up in the live streams, or Sketchy Works. You guys are young bucks. You might not know this. It's like Archer. You know how Archer was like a spy agency that was privately owned and operated internationally, and their spies got in all sorts of hijinks? That's what this is, but less funny. So they did things like, they go in through the tailor shop, and then behind the tailor shop is the spy agency. All sorts of fun things like that. I liked The Man from Uncle, what I seen of it. And of course, Guy Ritchie did like a redo of this. Is this Mort Drucker? This is, of course, Mort Drucker. But look at all this fun chicken fat. Look at the spies he puts in the White Spy. He puts in, the Mad Zeppelin was in there too. Some really great things. Look, there's the White Spy again. Boy, he's really oh, there's the Black Spy. It's like a little fun. There's a White Spy. Look at it. I'm like, I can't even complete a sentence. I just keep blurting out every spy that I see. I see no spy on this page. Here's some, I don't know. This is like a classic Don Martin gag, right? The guy's eating wrenches, and his friend watched. He goes, "Hey, you moron. That's your toolbox, not your lunchbox. There's your lunchbox." The guy blushes and then takes out a wrench sandwich. Oof. Here's something fun. A little Sergio Aragones is hidden right there. This is a baseball photo plays, and it's written by Arnie Kogan. And I don't know. Some of these are funny. Is this Yogi Berra? Don't get pissed at me if I don't know these baseball players from 80 years ago. Is that Yogi Berra? Yeah, he's wearing a catcher's mitt. Of course it is. And then there's some other fellas. If you don't know, if you're new to the show, and as Stan Lee said, every issue is somebody's first issue, right? Every video of Flippin' Through is somebody's first video, and I hate these. I hate it. This is like my least favorite thing is when they do captions on photos. One publication, maybe two. Two publications have gotten it right from what I've noticed. One is Help. I have an issue of Help in which they have these type of things, but it's different. They actually take the photos themselves. It's like a Italian thing. I forget it. It's called like Fusametti or something. And Freaky Magazine, because they use fucked up photos. That's why. That's why it's funny. It's because it's not just a baseball photo. It's like it's something kind of messed up. Anyway, we have the drawn out dramas all throughout here. As a kid, this was always my favorite. And I wouldn't just like read this and then read that. Visually, what I loved about it was like actually following the line all the way down and then reading the punchline. It's pretty great. Here we have Spy versus Spy. The Prohias Spy versus Spy, which, I was going to say something like, well, it's the only Spy versus Spy, but that's not true, is it? The imposters, and they did a good job replacing Prohias. Okay. Unspoken messages in TV commercials. One, artist Joe Orlando. writer Tom Koch. Whenever I see Joe Orlando in Mad Magazine, I get a little bummed out because Joe Orlando, the stuff that I've seen of his, I haven't seen it all. I'm not like an EC fan addict, but the stuff that he did in EC Comics was so cool. And the stuff he did in Mad was not. Like it was always just sort of meh. And this is similar. I don't know if this is the fault of the writer or the artist though, because the whole premise is that like there's all these like little footnotes for what's happening in the TV commercial. But then you have this panel and I'm like searching this panel for like funny things to see, like chicken fat. And there is on this one with a this oafish man charging towards his bride like a bull. But it's not I don't know. That's not the joke. The joke is in the writing, so it's like there's nothing else to look at. It was kind of a stinker. Now, I don't know. I'm probably the first person to ever notice this, but Bob Clark and Jack Rickard have, I think, like kind of similar styles. Like obviously it's their own take. Like it's distinguishable. But I don't, the way they paint, the way they have draw gestures, the way they draw hands, I think is very similar. And it's so cool. I love this artwork from the 1960s. It's just, I don't know, I could look at it all day long. Perhaps because there's a little bit more of a mystery to me as to how it's done. It's not as straightforward as some of this other, like I can figure out how Sergio does his stuff, right? He uses a pen and that pen has ink in it. But this is cool because there's mystery to it. And in that mystery, I find alluring beauty. Yeah, that's all. Anyway, another Spy versus Spy. What a treat. What a treat indeed. Is this is always my favorite part. The giant title page, what is like the titles with this like fun details. And look at this. He does this stuff where he'll like, look at how he's taken the time to draw in the grain of the wood in the ground. I don't know. It's just it's so cool. How did this work? I don't physically understand how this worked. Technically, hold on, if you think about it, if he pushes but he's staying in the same spot, he's actually going to kick that boat backwards. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, but he's an artist, not a physician, a physics man. I don't know. What do you call that? He's not an aerodynamicist of water, hydrocyst, hydrocinist. Anyway, today's typical sales and promotional gimmicks. This has to be like early Paul Coker, doesn't it? Kind of looks like it. Looks different in as much as it's like a lot thicker lines. I feel like when he got older, it was just a lot, like, I don't know, like thinner? I don't know. Let's zoom in and let's read some stuff. I haven't read a dang thing in this whole book, and I'm already halfway through. What do you guys even pay me for? It says that gun was George Washington's and it's worth $3,000. And that gun was General Grant's and it's worth $2,700. But that gun over there with the words Junior Ranger on it looks like one of my kids' toys. How could that gun be worth $189,000? That's how much it was worth to Lou Fenwick when he robbed this bank with it last month. What? Wait. This bank? They're in a bank when they're getting robbed? You say that if I deposit $25 a week beginning this Christmas in 52 weeks, I'll have earned $1,300? Listen, I can earn that amount of money by putting the money in an old sock. I mean, you don't even pay interest or dividends or anything on it. Tell me, how could Christmas clubs possibly brighten up my Christmas? I don't know about your Christmas, but they certainly brighten our Christmas. Am I financially illiterate? Is that what I just learned? Like, what are we even what are they talking about? I don't even get this. I I'm getting upset. I'm getting upset because I feel ignorant. Look, it just goes on. Okay, for churches. Attention, please. Announcing a fantastic saving opportunity in our Buy a Brick for the Building Fund drive. For the next 15 minutes only, donations for each brick, usually $5, have been marked down to a low $3.98. So hurry. Okay, I get it. It's just not funny. That's what it is. All right. Okay. Okay. I got it. Here we have more Mad Zeppelins. I love it. And another beautiful Bob Clark. Look at that. Look at how the sun, how he has the sun peeking through her little rice patty hat onto her face. It's beautiful, dude. Mad's Seed and Garden Catalog. Writer Frank Jacobs. The sale of these seeds in no way expresses or implies any guarantee that something will come up once you've planted them, and try to get your money back if nothing does. We can always cop out by saying that you didn't follow the directions carefully. Some neat racket this is, huh? Yeah, I remember I learned the hard way that you actually should plant multiple seeds in a specific area on account that seeds don't always hatch, sprout, germinate. Mad's giant redwood tree seeds. Plant in warm, moist soil. Christ. Plant in warm, moist soil. Wait about 750 years or so, and then stand back. Mad's pansy seeds. Heavens to Betsy, paint all these darling seeds carefully, and for goodness sakes, be sure to water 'em well, sweetie. Huh? Oh, plant, not paint. I think I need to get my eyes checked. Ooh, Mad's pickled beet seeds. Follow directions for stewed tomatoes above. Stewed tomato seeds. Plant in early spring and nourish with equal amounts of rye, scotch, and bourbon. I love pickled beets so much, guys. Send me a jar of pickled beets, all right? And I will send you a free pack of stickers. Here's Mad's lady slipper seeds. Plant in March, letting flowers grow until July for smaller feet, until August for larger feet. So stupid. I like Frank Jacobs' like corny humor. I'm very charmed by that. And there's garden equipment. Garden proven hybrid roses. Here's the Richard Nixon. Though never a prize winner, this hardy variety is always available. It will root anywhere and change its colors to adapt new surroundings. Dude, why are they hating on Nixon? Look at, they're about to go harder at Nixon than they do Mao Zedong. All right, freaking great leap forward, my foot. This rapid growing yellow. Oh my god! All right, never mind. This rapid growing yellow hybrid is almost guaranteed to increase its size until it dominates your entire garden. The plant must be pruned often, or it will encroach on borders of other flowers. The Janesfield. This unusually robust variety develops attractive blossoms, noted for their remarkable size. Because it is easily transplanted, this variety will grow in any location. However, once it has established roots, it may prove very difficult to remove. Say that to Sirhan. Too soon? Never too soon. Listen, the way they beat up on my boy Nixon. Never too soon. All right, the lighter side of the boss. We're going to skip that one. Sorry, guys. I'll let you read that one. I don't want that on camera. TV commercial aids, or how to live with television commercials and still not go out of your ever-loving mind. Another Mad Zeppelin. I mean, it must have been part of that promotion at the front, right? Like, see how many Mad Zeppelins you can find. Anyway, this is some inventions, some Al Jaffe inventions, and it's beautiful. A simple remote sound control device that anyone can make. Did Al Jaffe just invent the mute button? Yes, he did. Yes, he did invent the mute button. This is a simple remote control unit which any idiot can assemble and install. So ask an idiot to help you. Wires A and B lead from ordinary on-off switch X to purchased at any hardware store to TV set speaker Y. Note that TV speaker has two wires C and D which come from TV chassis. Cut one of these and connect ends of A and B to cut ends of speaker wire as shown in close-up drawing. Tape bare splices and your remote control is ready for operation. What a genius. Anyway. Oh, man. I'm getting excited for like 1960s technology. Never mind. What if, okay, so I have light switches where I live that you put the plug in, right? And you turn on the switch and then it turns the lamp on. You leave the lamp on all the time. The switch turns it on and off. You could do that with an old TV because they had like the physical switches. Like you'd pull it out or you'd flick it over and that would turn on. If you did that, you could have your TV on a light switch. Oh, that'd be so sick. Anyway, television viewing almost worthwhile. Draw curtain unit. Still picture unit. For those viewers who would not be satisfied to stare at a blank curtain while listening to a musical interlude, this component can be added. It automatically unrolls a full color photo that is both pleasant and inspirational to look at while listening to music and eating a snack. And then the most effective remote control unit unit possible, the plunger connected to a dynamite. Dude, that's so much fun. And here you go. You love to see it. Spy versus spy versus spy. Look at them going after her. Can't blame them. I can't blame them. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. Here we have a second thing, Crazy Fists. I think that this is like a totally made up one. I think it says, because here it's described, and now in the tradition of Flying Ace and Son of Mighty Joe Kong, which you all loved or liked, well, tolerated, MAD once again returns to the era of gutsy movies when men were men, women were women, and would-be musicians preferred to become prize fighters because they had crazy fists. I think it's the made up one. Totally invented, just taking on the fight movie genre, which wasn't even peaking in the 60s. It took the 80s, the 70s and 80s for that to peak with Rocky, right? Go figure. Anyway, this is some beautiful artwork by Mort Drucker, I'm pretty sure. And here we have the indignant husband. My wife is an immense fat freak. Whatever it is you're doing back there, stop it. Yes, dear. Oh my God. And here we have the harvest we shall reap from the super patriots' method of exposing communist plotters in America. This is already folded. Don't worry, guys. The end of liberty as we know it. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, I'm pro-McCarthyism. Hey, you guys. I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this show. Remember, please hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Toodaloo.